Shavua Tov Rabotai, we are continuing with our Mishna Yomi, Masechet Ketubot. We are up to Perik Chet Mishna Alayev. Today's Mishnah should be Leiru Nishmad Neria ben Svetlana, Aranbai, Eliyahu ben Burchai, Israelo ben Chana bad Miriam, Menuchatam began Eden, Amen, Eliavdi ben Chaim Lechaim, V'derefua Shenemav Daniel Shelo ben Rosa, Betoch Shachol Israel. We have learned that once a couple is fully married, they perform nisuin. The husband, so to speak, may eat the produce of his wife's property, meaning he has the right to use them to his advantage. For example, if she owns productive land, he may farm it and eat or sell the produce. Now, this Mishnah discusses whether a wife may sell her property or give it away. There may be restrictions on her doing so even before nisuin, since she would thereby deny her husband the opportunity to take his produce in the future. The law largely depends on when she acquired the property and when she wants to sell it. The Mishnah deals with 4 cases. A, she acquired property when she was single and wishes to sell it during Erusin. B, she acquired property during Erusin and wishes to sell it during Erusin. C, she acquired property after Nisuin and wishes to sell then. And D, she acquired property before Nisuin and wishes to sell it after Nisuin. The first case of the Mishnah, if a woman inherited or otherwise acquired property before she was betrothed, before she performed Erusin when she was still single, Modim Bet Shammai Bet Hillel shemocheret v'notenet v'kayam. Bet Shammai and Bet Hillel agreed that she may sell it or give it away during Erusin, and the transaction stands. Although Bet Shammai and Bet Hillel disagree regarding the Mishnah's next case, here they agree. And the reason is, since she acquired the property when she was single, before she had any connection to her husband, she is allowed to sell the property or give it away even after she is betrothed. However, she may do so only during Erusin and not after Nisuin, when her husband already has the right to its produce. The second case, Naflu lah mishenitarsa, if she inherited property after she was betrothed, meaning during Erusin, Bet Shammai timkor, Bet Shammai say that she may sell it during Erusin before her husband has the right to its produce. Bet Hillel omrim lo timkor, but Bet Hillel say that she may not sell it. Bet Hillel reasoned that since she acquired it when she was already betrothed to her husband, she is forbidden to sell it and thereby deprive him of his future rights. However, they agree that if she did sell the property to give it away, the transaction stands. Now, this last point is questioned. Amar Rabbi Yehuda said, Amru lifnei Rabban Gamliel, the sages said before Rabban Gamliel, since he gained the woman when he betrothed her, when he performed Erusin, should he not also gain the property that she acquires after the betrothal? Of course he should. Meaning he should gain sufficient control over the property that if she sells it during this Erusin period, he can take the property back from the buyer after Nisuin when he has the rights to the produce. Why then do Bet Shammai and Bet Hillel say that the transaction stands? The sages agree that since she became his wife at Erusin, any property she acquires from that point on should fall under his control. Therefore, he does not have the right to use it until after Nisuin, since, although he does not have the right to use it until after Nisuin, she should be forbidden to sell it even now, and if she does, the transaction should not stand, but he should be allowed to use the property after Nisuin. Although the property itself would remain under the ownership of the person who bought it, only the husband should be allowed to use it and to take its produce. Amar lehem, Rabban Gamliel replied to them, Ala chadashim anu boshin. We are already ashamed of our failure to understand the law regarding recent property of a wife acquired after Nisuin, meaning we do not understand why a husband can seize from the buyer property that his wife acquired and sold after Nisuin, like the Mishnah will state. The Mishnah is going to teach that if a wife acquired property after Nisuin and then sold it, the husband can take it from the buyer and use it. Rabban Gamliel says here that he does not understand why. Since the property itself belongs to the wife and the husband is entitled only to the produce, the sale should be completely valid. So Rabban Gamliel says we are already ashamed to understand that law. And now you add the law of all property she acquired during Erusin to our problems, meaning you're suggesting that he can even seize property that she acquired and sold during Erusin. The third case, Naflu lah misheniset, if she inherited property after she was fully married, Nisuin, elu ve'elu modim she'im macha v'nadna she'abal motzi miyad ha'lekochot. Bet Shammai and Bet Hillel agree that if she sold the property or gave it away, the husband can take it out of the buyer's possession. Since the husband already has the right to eat the produce, she cannot take that right away from him and give it to another person. Therefore, if she did sell the property, the husband can take the produce from the buyer. He has the right to use the land and profit from it, while the buyer keeps the land itself. Now, the Mishnah's words, the husband can take it out of the buyer's possession, do not mean that the sale is completely invalid and the buyer loses everything. Rather, the point is that only the husband, not the buyer, has the right to use it. The fourth case, Ad shelo niset v'niset, if she inherited property before she was fully married, nisuin, meaning she acquired it either before or during Irusin and was then fully married. Rabban Gamliel Omer, im macha v'natna kayam. Rabban Gamliel says that if she sold the property or gave it away after nisuin, the transaction stands, meaning in this case where she acquired the property before Nisuin, when the husband did not yet have any rights in it, she gained not only the property itself, but also the right to its produce. So even if she sells the property after Nisuin, the transaction stands and the husband cannot seize it from the buyer. However, it was forbidden for her to have sold it in the first place, even according to Bet Shammai, and even if she acquired the property before Erusin. Now this ruling is questioned. Amar Rabbi Chanina ben Akavia. Rabbi Chanina ben Akavia said, Amru lifnei Rabban Gamliel, the sage said before Rabban Gamliel, Huil v'zacha ba'isha lo iske b'nechasim, since he gained the woman when he fully married her, should he not also gain the property that she owns? Why then is it that the transaction stands and he is unable to seize the property from the buyer? Meaning, according to the sages, it should make no difference when the wife acquired the property, whether before or after Nisuin. Either way, if she sold it after Nisuin, when the husband already has the right to its produce, she should not have the capacity to take that right from him. Therefore, if she did sell it, he should be able to seize the property from the buyer and eat its produce. Rabbi Chanina ben Akavi disagrees with Rabbi Yehuda's version of the argument made by the sages. Rabbi Yehuda said earlier, the sages were referring to the Mishnah's second case, where the property was acquired and sold during Erusin. According to Rabbi Chanina ben Akavia, the sages were really referring to the fourth case, where property was acquired before Nisuin and sold after Nisuin, as the Gemara explains on page 78b. So again, the Mishnah says, Amar lehem, Rabban Gamliel replied to them, Ala chadeshim anubushin. We already are ashamed of our failure to understand the law regarding recent property that she acquired after Nisuin, meaning we don't understand why a husband can seize from the buyer property that his wife acquired after Nisuin and sold after Nisuin. And now you add the law of old property she acquired during Erusin to our problems, meaning you are saying that he can even seize property that she acquired before Nisuin and sold after Nisuin. So just to recap, the Arts Elucidated does bring down in the notes a chart that discusses time of inheritance, time of sale, is the sale permitted, and does the sale stand? So just to recap, we're going to read this chart. If she inherited or acquired it before Erusin and sold it during Erusin, the sale was permitted and the sale stands. If she inherited it during Erusin and sold it during Erusin, machloket. Bet Shammai say the sale is permitted, Bet Hillel sale is not permitted, the sale does stand, and this is challenged by the sages according to Rabbi Yehuda. If she inherited it in Erusin or earlier and sold it after Nisuin, everyone holds the sale is not permitted, the sale does stand, but again this is challenged by the sages according to Rabbi Chanina. If she inherited or acquired it after Nisuin and sold it after Nisuin, the sale was not permitted, the sale does not stand, and again this is questioned by Rabban Gamliel according to both Rabbi Yehuda and Rabbi Chanina. Ladies and Rabotai of Mishnah Aleph, I urge everybody to review this Mishnah because it still gets a little complicated and to look at the chart. Now, according to Mishnah Aleph, the question of whether a woman is able to sell her property after Nisuin depends on when she acquired it. If she acquired it before Nisuin, the sale stands. But if she acquired it after Nisuin, the husband can take it out of the buyer's possession. Mishnah Bet cites a Tana who disagrees. In his view, it makes no difference when she acquired the property, rather the law depends on a different factor. Rabbi Shimon cholek ben nechasim lenechasim. Rabbi Shimon differentiates between one type of property and another type of property. Nechasim hayduim laba'al lo timkor. In the case of property that is known to the husband, meaning he knew before the sale that she owned it, she may not sell it or give it away. And if she did sell it or give it away, the transaction is void. The husband can remove it from the buyer's possession. Even if she had acquired the property before Erusin, she cannot sell it after Nisuin when her husband already has the right to its produce. However, in the case of property that is not known to the husband, he did not know before the sale that she owned it. For instance, a relative of her died and left the property in another country, she may not sell it or give it away in the first place. But if she did sell it or give it away, the transaction stands, even if she had acquired the properties after Nisuin. The sages did not award the husband the produce of his wife's property unless he knew that it belonged to her. Therefore, if she sold property that he did not know about, since he is not entitled to its produce, the sale is valid, and he cannot take it away from the buyer. And the Rav does tell us, "V'alacha ki Rabbi Shimon." The halacha follows Rabbi Shimon, shecholek ben nechasim hayiduim lebaal nechasim she'enam yiduim, who differentiate between property that is known to the husband and property that is not known to the husband. And that is Abotai of today's Mishna Yomi. Everybody should have a Shavua Tov. Baruch Adonai Le'olam. Amen v'amen.